What up, YouTube Alex? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our purple StarCraft 1 Brood War Zerg player, Gaspar Lachi. You heard me correctly. This is a Brood War Zerg who appears to be going for a hatchery first, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our pink StarCraft 2 Protoss player, RT. So, for a second, I thought this was a StarCraft 1 Protoss player, but you can tell this is a StarCraft 2 Protoss because of the way it is. No, I'm just kidding. You can tell this is a StarCraft 2 Protoss player because we have the StarCraft 2 skins on those workers. Now, if you're not familiar with this mod, this is brought to you by the StarCraft Evo Complete mod, specifically the SC Evo Complete Crossover Edition mod. This mod puts together the StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 races. It's absolutely insane. And if you want to see more of it, please consider subscribing to my channel because I cast a lot of custom StarCraft 2 content and my little heart would greatly appreciate it. Now back to the show. RT will get the scout in, sees that this is going to be a hatchery first. The spawning pool is just about halfway finished. Taking a look at what our pink Protoss player is up to. I almost said purple, and then I almost said prink, and I feel like that sounds like a bad word. So anyway, our pink Protoss player is also going for what I want to say is a relatively macro playstyle. So we've got what is going to be the wall off in the natural base location. The sacrificial overlord will see this. Now, one thing about Brood War, if you're not super familiar with Brood War, is the overlords are immediate detectors, so there is no such thing as some sort of DT harassment. I mean, you can try if you really want to, but it's almost guaranteed there's going to be detection all over the Zerg side of the map. We've also got what is going to be a chrono boost on this adept right here. We've got Zergling speed on the way as well, and we have what is going to be a Twilight Council being built on the back of this. Will the Overlord spot this? What are we seeing? Like I said, I don't think it's going to be TT, so I wonder, man. I wonder, are we going to see Glaive adepts? That would be so cool. That would be so cool if we got to see Glaive adepts in a StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2 matchup. The first time I saw the Glaive adept build was through Harstom's Guide, and obviously that's StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 2. That's vanilla, so it's going to be really interesting to see a Glaive adept build versus a Brood War Zerg. This has got to be okay, yeah, it's a scouting shade. There's no way that was going to finish, but RT gets some scouting information what's actually being built right here. So we've got the evolution chamber being built on the backside of the natural base mineral line, and we've also got the macro hatchery. So one other thing to mention is there's no queens, at least not the type of queens that we see in StarCraft 2 for Brood War and the sacrificial overlord. By the way, going down, I don't think he actually spotted that Twilight Council. Did he spot that Twilight Council? Okay, he did. So he did spot the Twilight Council, so he will see that there is some shenanigans going on, likely going to be Glaive adepts. We also have what are going to be Zerglings running to the natural base location for the pink Protoss player. Anyway, as I was saying, there is no larva injects for Brood War Zerg. There are no queens that can provide that. So Zerg absolutely needs macro hatcheries if they want to make use of more than 3 larvae per hatchery. The robotics facility actually building a warp prism. So is this going to be a 2-base all-in that we're seeing? I said macro. I was like, yeah, he's playing a macro game, totally. And now I'm getting the vibe that he's actually going for a Glaive adept all-in. That is wild. And you guys, if I sound tired, it's because I am. I worked this weekend, and then I also had family visiting this weekend. So my voice, for some reason, feels really coarse today. I don't really know why. The Stalker, though, leaving the door open. Great reaction time by Gaspar Lachi trying to get an in on that wall, but the Stalker's able, or at least the one Stalker, excuse me, able to block that off. Now, I don't know if I'm saying Gaspar Lachi correctly. Maybe it's Gaspar Lacy, but just the way it looks, it almost looks Spanish or Italian to me, so I want to say it's like Lachi. Maybe I'll just start calling him Gaspar for short. Four shades coming towards the natural base location. I do not think they will finish, and no, they do not. The third base is also potentially in danger, though, and now we have what are going to be 7 Glaive adepts. We also have the Warp Prism, which is going to be reinforcing this pink Protoss army, and the Observer flying in wants to see what is up. Now, this Observer may go down because of the Overlord detection. Great reaction, though, by RST, pulling that Observer back, making sure it stays alive. Now, my issue with a Glaive Adept build when I play it is I literally don't have the micro for it. So when I go for a full commit on the Glaives, suddenly I'm floating like 1,000 minerals, and then I go too much all in, and I lose the game. But RST playing much better than me. I believe this is a Masters Plus game, so... oh no, the wall is open. We have a few Zerglings. Great reaction time by RST, warping in that Glaive Adept, denying entry for those Zerglings. They're like, you don't know the password, bro. This is a Protoss only club. And the Warp Prism with its 4 Glaive Adepts will likely be doing some sort of harassment. There's no anti-air to take care of that Warp Prism. We do have the Hydra Den, though. So do we have any Hydras on the field? Yes, we do. We have a handful of Hydralisks. They are so slow right now, though. So we'll see. We'll see if they're able to engage this Warp Prism. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. But yes, as I was saying, this is a Master Plus level game. So as we can see, both of these players are already playing ridiculously well. Look at that reaction time, able to run away those workers. These oh man, these Zerglings way out of position, but the Hydralisks able to clean some of this up. The Glaive Adepts actually shading towards the back. Perfect timing for our pink Protoss player, able to save the majority of those depths. One did go down. Did I say depths? The adepts. If I said depths, I'm sorry. The majority of the adepts do get saved. Excuse me. They're like Johnny Depp's, man. You know what? That was a horrible pun. We're not going to talk about that. But we've also got a Spire, which is going to be scouted by our pink Protoss players. So, RST, how is he going to react to this? What I would do in this situation is immediately get Blink Stalkers, because I don't believe he has any sort of Stargates or anything that could deny Mutalisk harassment. And no, he doesn't. Is he researching Blink? Is it already done? No. Blink's not done, so he's not researching Blink. In fact, he's going for, what is this? He's going for Colossi? He's going for Colossi after seeing what was, wait a minute, where is it? The Spire. Yeah, the Spire's still here, and he's going for Colossi. I am so confused. Colossi are the opposite of what you want to do if you see a Spire, because Colossi are vulnerable to anti-air. Yeah, he's double pumping out Colossi. He's getting Thermal Lance as well. What are the rest of our upgrades at? So we have Zealot Legs, we have Zealot Charge, we have Glaive Adepts, and we have what are 1 4-hour Zerg player, 1 melee attack, and 1 armor upgrade, 1 ground armor upgrade for our Zerg player. Some Zerglings coming in, trying to do some sort of potential harassment, and then just stopping. Will they run away? This is a really good engagement for Pink if Purple does not run away, but Purple ends up running away. He does have what is going to be a 4th base coming down. I feel like this is a relatively late 4th base for a Zerg player, to be honest, but at the same time, this is a Brood War Zerg player. Taking a look at the worker supply, 65 workers to 64, almost identical, but the army supply in favor for our Pink Protoss player, 82 army supply to 38, so a very big lead for our Pink Protoss player. But this choke point, this is not an ideal location for the Protoss army to engage. Will possibly be able to take down this 4th base, though. Great force fields on the ramp will deny a lot of the mobility for the Zerg player. Come on, take out this hatchery, bro. Please take it out. It is so close to dead. The 4th hatchery will go down. Simultaneously, though, there is a sneaky 4th base on the top right-hand side of the map coming down for our purple Zerg player, and the lurkers morphing in the middle of this engagement. They will finish, so this is going to give a lot of DPS for our purple Zerg player, Gaspar. RST with really good unit control, able to keep the majority of his units alive, and at the same time throwing down what is going to be a 4th base kind of in the middle of his side of the map. Oh man, sometimes you see this taken as the third base, but in this situation, this is the fourth base for our pink Protoss player. He's going for a lot of aggression, and I'm honestly surprised we're not seeing any Mutalisks. I'm really surprised we're not seeing any Mutalisks. Top right-hand sneaky base for the Zerg player will get canceled. The Zealot actually taking out that drone as well, and no cancel on this fourth base. So great work by our pink Protoss player, locking the Zerg onto 3 bases. And Zerg does not want to be on 3 bases to a 4-base Protoss, not at all. Do we have observers with this army? Yes, we do. The Thermal Lance with the range will be able to do a lot of damage to those lurkers, but this army is really small. So most of the army has to be chilling back home, because we have what is 68 army supply to 38 in favor of the pink Protoss player. And as I'm casting, my energy is coming back. I'm actually starting to feel really good. We also have the Disruptors. So the Disruptors are a great reaction to those lurkers, but man, I'm so confused. Why are we not seeing any anti-air? Like, Scourges would be really good, because the Scourge, if you're not familiar with the Brood War, are basically, the Brood War Zerg, I should say, are basically flying Banelings, and they would do so much damage to those Colossi. An attempted run by on the 4th base location. Also good scouting, making sure there's no 5th base for the pink Protoss player. What do we have on the Zerg side of the map? We also have the Defilers, which is a spellcasting unit, but I'll be honest, I don't remember really what they do. I haven't played Brood War in so long, but I really want to start playing this mod more, because, oh man, it's so sick. But when you cast, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck casting, I feel like. So most of my time spent playing StarCraft 2 is actually casting StarCraft 2. This Naga Watchtower is in danger from these purple Zerglings, though. This Zealot with the 1 kill will get attacked, and here we go. So the Naga Watchtower switching over to Team Purple. Team Pink coming in for the attack at what is the 3rd base location, and simultaneously we also have what is this hatchery, which is not getting canceled this time. We actually have the Zerglings, which are going to shut this down. At the same time, there's a relatively big engagement. It looks like 1 disruptor shot will be able to take out a lurker. So the Disruptors, a great answer to the lurkers, because the lurkers, when they're burrowed, obviously they cannot move, and those disruptor shots do outrageous damage. But the Zerglings did clean up that Zealot. This hatchery will survive with a slight wound, just a slight flesh wound. Great hit on another lurker. So these Disruptors are going to be really, really annoying for our purple Zerg player. Oh, looks like the hatchery will likely, never mind, it's not going to go down. No way, he's not focus firing the hatchery. Looks like there was a pause in this game, but unfortunately RT, he just A-moved his Zealots, so the Zealots were not focused on this hatchery, and the hatchery survives with 153 HP. That is almost maddening. Simultaneously, we also have what is going to be a Mothership. This is so sick. So the Mothership will be able to throw down a cloak if it so chooses. Now, this is going to be controversial, but I don't think the Mothership should have been nerfed that bad. I think the cloak should have happened. I think the cloak should have stayed. Oh, but that is such a good hit on those Disruptors. But simultaneously, though, the Zerg army just too macro-y, overrunning that pink Protoss army, forcing the mass recall to save just a few of those Disruptors. How many kills does this Disruptor have? 4 kills. How many kills does the Colossus have? 2 kills. So taking a look at the resources lost, actually 11,000 resources lost by pink to 9,800 lost by purple. Taking a look at the upgrades as well, we now have 2-1 that just finished for our pink Protoss player. We have 2-2 for the Zerg player, the purple Zerg player. So a slight advantage in the upgrade department for Gaspar. And another run by on this hatchery. The hatchery better go down. There's no way it doesn't go down, right? There's no way. There's no way. Oh, the lurkers saving the day, actually, along with the drone support and the Zealots not focus firing this hatchery. The hatchery with 79 HP. Bro, Bro, that is actually causing me pain. I am in physical pain right now, seeing the hatchery still alive. That is wild. Taking a look at the army supply, still in favor of RT, despite having a higher resources loss count, 116 army supply to 86, and these are what I was talking about, the Scourge. So the Flying Banelings for the StarCraft 1 Zerg. We have Queens and Defilers on the back of this, but I really want to see the Scourge do some damage. We only have one Colossus, so at this point, looks like RT is going to be going for maybe a tech switch into a focus of High Templar, Archon, Stalkers, Immortals, and Zealots. I think he's done with the Colossi. The Colossus does go down. And we've also got Guardian. So the Guardian is basically the Brood War version of the Brood Lord, which is kind of ironic now that I mention it, because, you know, Brood Lord. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it. Great hits on these disruptors, but this purple Zerg army is looking really scary. This Cloud, I think, blinding the range on these units. The Immortals still alive. We have the Archons, which are scary, and the Blink Stalkers. So Blink is also done. The Immortals, though, still alive, but it looks like they will likely be going down. Great unit control by both of these players, though. So this is still anybody's engagement, and these Immortals, honestly, I feel like are kind of the GOATs. How many kills does this Immortal have? 5 kills. How many does this one have? 2 kills and 4 kills. So not as much as I thought. The Disruptors are honestly the true GOATs. 8 kills on this Disruptor. Absolutely insane. And now we have what is going to be the pink Protoss army cleaning up the purple Zerg army. Army supply is still kind of evening out, though. 48 army supply to 72, so still a lead for the pink Protoss player, but not really that outrageous. Storm is also done. We see the Storms being thrown down on top of these Brood War Hydralisks. Oh man, the Immortal with the 10 kills, this one with the 13 kills, and this one with the 5 kills. They are doing some tremendous work, and these Guardians are so slow, will be taken out by the Phoenixes. The Zealots keeping the Zerglings at bay. This is actually such a good engagement for the pink Protoss player, but dude, finally some quiet. For a second, I thought I was going to have a clinical event. I don't think I breathed for like a good 3 or 4 minutes. There's no observers with this army, though, so the Lurkers will be happily doing some DPS. And now the hatchery with the 143 HP. Will it go down is the question. Oh, man, it's got to go down. We have the Sunken Colonies forming from those creep colonies. So the Sunken Colony is anti-ground static defense for the purple Zerg player. Good attempt on that Storm, but ultimately not doing anything. So that hatchery will live to see another day. We've also got a sneaky golden base on the bottom left-hand side. We'll see how long it takes for the pink player to notice that. The run-by of those Speedlings, a lot of them will go down. More Lurkers on the way. I would like to see the Disruptor try and do something about that. Still a good hit, though. Still a good hit on that on that mass of purple purple Zerg units. So this is looking to be like a really scary death ball for the Protoss player, minus the Colossi, which, you know what, at this point, I would still be building Colossi. I definitely would. One of the Sunken Colonies goes down. Great reaction time by Gaspar, though. There's no way this hatchery lives, right? There's no way. Oh, come on. It's still alive. It's still alive, and I think RST really wanted to kill it, because this looks like a slight overextension by the pink Protoss player, losing the entirety of his army. The Phoenix is doing a good job at cutting the Zerg army in half with that crowd control, but ultimately will be forced on the retreat. This base is still happily mining with 20 workers. That is wild. Army supply is now in favor for our purple Zerg player. 82, now 84. Army supply 262 army supply. More Lurkers on the way, but this is a lot of Zerg units, and there's not a lot to take care of this. The Zealots will be doing a lot of damage. We have what are going to be Archons morphing on the back of this, and we also have the Ultralisk with its massive 400 HP. That is insane. So many probes going down. No retreat on those probes at all, and oh, this is such a scary army. This is such a classic Zerg army. The Ultralisk backed by by those Zerglings. Base number 4 will go down. So far in this engagement, 28 workers killed, and there is so much damage being thrown down in the Protoss base. There's Zerg literally everywhere, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is insane. How many workers killed so far? 31 workers killed in that engagement. 34 workers killed total in this game by our purple Zerg player. Okay, for a second, I was like, why are the lurkers not attacking? It looks like they were actually focus firing something, but so many probes going down. Now, 41 probes killed in that engagement. There is detection though, so these these lurkers will go down, but on the back of this we have another huge Zerg army. Now the army supply is actually almost identical, 81 army supply to 82, but the worker supply is in favor for our purple Zerg player, 71 to 36. The evacuation of the probes from the 5th, now technically 4th base. This is not looking so good for RST. He is preparing himself for what looks to be a last stand, though. Actually, never mind. Throwing out the GG, giving the victory to our purple Zerg player, Gaspar Lachi. What a crazy StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2 game. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.